Okay. I think we're live. And I'm live. Alright, so let's share this. Alright. Let's go to YouTube. And I'm live. Alright. And I'm live.
And I'm live.
Okay.
Alright, so let's share this.
Mute it.
And I'm live.
So give me just a few minutes so I can share this. I need to figure out a way to do this without having to do this when I first get in. But I never do my events like way ahead of time. So and I am sharing in all the places.
So give me just a few minutes so I can share this. I need to figure out a way to do this without having to do this when I first get in. But I never do my events like way ahead of time. And I am sharing in all the places.
So let's get a picture to put here so I can let people know on Instagram that hey, I'm live. How about that? I have new glasses, y'all. I have new glasses. Okay, so now I need to open the chat. Make sure everything is good to go. Let's close out all these other things. Hello! You just opened your journal when this popped up. Alright, so the focus on this isn't quite so great. I'm still working on my live setup.
Make sure everything's good to go. Let's close out all these other things. Hello. Alright, so the focus on this isn't quite so great. I'm still working on my setup.
Now move the mic a little closer so you can hear me. So I got new glasses. My husband took me,
Now move
and
the mic a little closer so you can hear me.
they have these, he was calling them fancy glasses because they have these magnet, and voila, they become sunglasses. And I can finally see, y'all. I can finally see. Like, clearly. I can see clearly now.
So I got new glasses. My husband took me.
We went to pick them up. They sent me the text message.
He was calling them fancy glasses.
Okay.
They have these magnets. And voila, they become sunglasses.
There, I think that might cause the delayed repeat, Susan. Thank you for letting me know. I'm in stereo, y'all. Okay. So, I like them. They fit my face really well. They were expensive, but they were well worth it. And today's been a really good day. I haven't made it to the post office yet. And part of the reason I haven't made it to the post office yet is I am sending some happy mail out. Let me show you one of the things. It will be a while before they are actually watching, I think. Let me see if I can find them. So I created a while back, and I'm going to make some more. I'm doing these for my patrons, and I started them a good long while back. But here's one. And then on the other side. And then here's one. And then on the other side. And then I have a box of Happy Mail to send Bree, and then I am creating 2 more of these this week. I started them a good long while back, and they're mixed media and watercolor and different things. So I'm going to be making some more. So I am doing the depth year. And what I'm doing for the depth year is I'm doing like it's pretty much a no spend except for reward thing. And what I wanted to do is every month when I do really well, I get to choose something. Now, I know a lot of you know that I follow Bree. I've used her journals. I love her artwork. It's illustrated, and she has a lot of nature elements. She has gorgeous mountains and flowers, and so I signed up. I ordered this sticker, which is called Breathe, because this just felt right for me right now. Thank you, y'all. So then I asked for a bits thing, and I have some of her stuff. This is her new card. I have some of her old cards. I'll have to show y'all one of those. They're in my journal. So Patreon and their $15 tier got a preview of the junk journal I reconstructed from my DIY, and I wanted some bits to put in it. So she sent me these cute little tabs, one of her little eye stickers, just some really cute bits from her Etsy extra bits. Think that might be for April. I'm doing a blue theme for April with like clouds, and I might do arrows and like just some bits and pieces of paper I can make pockets from, some more little tabs. That's pretty. That might have to be March or June. Oh, I like that too. So she sent me all kinds of cute little bits. That's definitely going to be a summer thing because of the some bits of craft paper, just some little bits. I like that too. I go to my mom's and I go other, like sometimes and stuff. A little yellow tag, some bits of Tomaway River paper, some rainbow. This feels a bit like cardstock or mixed media paper. Another little map. Oh, I love this. That's definitely going to be in April. I love that. Some more little bits of Tomaway River paper. A piece of mixed media paper or cardstock, a piece of notebook paper that looks vintage, and a piece of ledger paper. So I'm super excited. I've been collecting bits in a big bag and a little bag. I have all kinds of little map bits and different little pieces. This is watercolor paper that extra bits. Yes, I got my new glasses, Sherry. And then I used this bag to collect all kinds of other bits in. So I've been collecting all the bits. And the reason I've been collecting all the bits is because I'm doing things in a different way, y'all. So these are going to have to go in the littler things, and this is going to go sometime this month because I like that blue sparkly heart. So have all the bits. Okay. So I thought what I do, maybe I'll put that on today since I'm doing a live coffee chat. Okay. This is today, that was Sunday, and then, so this is this week, and we went to the grocery store. This is today's thing. So it took me a little bit longer to do Patreon's video than intended because the music for some reason got a little jacked up. Now, for those of you who've been following me for a while, I made my very first DIY Coptic stitch journal, and I kind of messed up the cover, and I had a really hard time. You can see where the cover's kind of janky. But for a junk journal, it wouldn't really matter, right? Oh, I'm out of frame here. Hold on a second. Let me fix that in OBS. So, okay. Y'all, I'm all excited. Thank you, Jen. Thank you. So what I've decided to do is I took everything out of it. I undid the Coptic stitching, took everything out of it, found a couple of things that I had kind of stored. I'm going to put this in a journal, on a journal page, this postcard, but I don't know. It's from Jenny Belly from a long time ago when I very first started doing art journaling. So what I wanted to do is, let me switch this to live chat so I don't miss anything. I'm so glad I missed what she was saying, whoever that was saying. So what I've done is I took some Smashbook journals and the journal that I had in this and some extra bits from old journals, and I have put all kinds of things. Okay, so this is what I did with this. And then I added some bits in here. This came in some happy, and I love this I love this. I'm going to add some more things to this, but this already has sort of a collage feel to it. And is this a little too big? There we go. Okay. So I started and I wrote down a different way. And what I wanted to do with this is try something different. There we go. They were reported. Okay. So I wanted to talk about some things. One of the things was doing things in a different way. When I talked about the journal boredom video, I talked about how after a month of being sick with pneumonia, I didn't have time to do a whole lot of the journaling, so I was only able to do priority things. And what I did is I journaled a little bit about it, and for one of Courtney's Monday mantras, I did report. So I put this here because it says be brave enough to be bad at something new. And I added some different elements, and one of enthusiastically Dawn's journal prompts for number 99 was to just start. So that's what I did. And this, my daughter and I went to Bath and Body Works, and we were testing out some of the things, and this smells really good, so I put it here. And then we get into this. Now this is Muji paper from an old Muji notebook. This came in Happy Mail, and I colored it in and sewed it in with yarn. And then when you look up, I took one of Courtney's little monsters and made it bigger. I gave her some legs and some feet, and then it says, to be creative means to be in love with life. You can be creative only if you live life enough that you want to enhance its beauty. You want to bring a little more music to it, a little more poetry to it, a little more dance to it. Really like that. Yeah, perfume testers and stuff. I like those too. So this, I have a little sticky notes in here in different places. Victor and I picked him up from school one day, and he went to jump the puddle, and he got his shoes and his socks wet, and he wanted I had rain boots on, and he wanted some like mine. And I did this a while back for a PDF for Patreon, the little boots and the little socks. And we had apple and peanut butter for a snack. So I have a picture, I'm going to tip it in. And this, I have a picture of me, of David, and something that he got. And I want to put that in here. And then when you open this up, I'm going to have to slide it over a little. When you open this up, this has a quote by Maya Angelou. It says, you can't use up creativity. The more you use, the more you have. And then I have creative expression is the heart and soul of crafting. Get started on your journey. And I used paint things. We were looking at paint colors for our bedroom, and we've kind of decided on a gray. These are more lavender. This is more gray lavender. So I want to do some more things with like yarn bits and thread bits. I want to read some books. And then this is blank sticky paper that I'm going to draw something on, and then all of this is art. And this is not really, it is and isn't a junk journal, because to me it's a junk journal because I've added things in that I don't normally add to my journals. But this is only for the month of February now. So what I've done is kind of created, this is one of Dawn's journal prompts, problem solved. I slept through Super Bowl, y'all. So I had a little football. I put this in here. These were from Hobonichi, the little cartoony kind of things. And I blacked out the window. And I'm going to take some gesso, some black gesso or some black acrylic paint or some gouache, and paint over that and put little white stars and a little like half moon in this window. I just haven't done it yet. And then this is another journal prompt. How bold are you? And then this is from the 6th or the 7th of February. We had 70 something degree, 80 degree weather, and a lot of other people were having snow and putting pictures of snow, and it's like 80 degrees here. So I put this and then the snow, and I journaled about how our weather, now we're rainy and gray again today, and it's chilly. So these are pictures of David and me and Victor, and I'm going to, I put a quote here, and I'm going to do some journaling. Hey, you're editing. All right. I have figured out, finally, for sure, figured out my character's name, the surname, which is really important, and the name of my novel. And I'm going to be doing a writing video, a couple of different ones really soon, because I'm actually starting to prep for camp for April, for NaNoWriMo's camp. So I have moved my furniture around some more. I've still got, tomorrow Dave and I are going to work on the closet and building the metal shelves so we can start measuring them, because we're probably going to get the shelves this coming weekend, the wood to make the wall-to-wall shelves for behind me. So we had leftover pizza for dinner. We had some fruit stuff for dessert. I have some pictures of the room to tip in. I deconstructed the journal on Saturday. And then on Sunday, I kind of put it together, and I got my new brush in. And David got the new wireless thing. We finally have my old computer set up in the living room on the other desk for him to use. He's got his own computer now. Woo woo! So I did this. I put the journal back together on Sunday. These are going to be some pictures, and I'm going to add some pictures and do some journaling on this page. And then this is another quote, a prompt. And then this was Sunday's prompt. And then I have just different things in here, like I put Smashbook paper in. Oh my goodness, that is cold. It ends up too plain. I took a bunch of extra paper and some extra notebook paper, and I like to kind of have things similar in size, but I'm trying to let go of some of the OCD. So I put this here because, and it's got writing behind it, and what I want to do is put a little envelope here and do some journaling for one of the prompts and then tuck it in, because I can add envelopes. I've got mixed media paper, scrapbook paper, Tomaway River paper, 2 different kinds of Tomaway River paper. And I did it because it is February, so there's some writing stuff, little typewriter kind of. This is that, I'm not a real big fan of cream paper, but this is Muji and it's graph, so I thought that might work for some kind of thing or another. Hello. So just a few things. Now this is sort of a junk journal basic for me because I am just starting and I don't want to overwhelm myself with too much stuff in a junk journal. A short walk to the bookshop. I'm going to have to look that up and get it on Kindle, Alec. So I'm going to, hold on. I need to write it down. Hold on. A short walk to the bookshop. Okay. So I just kind of wanted to start out fairly simple with the junk journal because like I said, I'm not sure. I can sew pieces in. I added a little bit of watercolor strip with some washi on it. I'm going to add other little bits in as I go. But I didn't really want to Tomaway River paper, scrapbook paper, old Muji paper from an old notebook. I like this. I'll probably get the book Friday, Alec. This, and then I've got Linus in the back, and I've got a pocket. And this was, I've had this for a long time, and that I think is what I want to do for April. And this is it. So this is not a big journal. It's not, it's chunky because it's got scrapbook paper and stuff in it. But I can kind of work on it as I want to. I can kind of work on it as I want to. It doesn't, it's not anything that I have to do daily. I can work on it all throughout February. I can do different things like that. I don't have to spend a whole lot of time. I'm still doing my daily journaling. And I'm off camera again. Let's see something. There. Maybe now that won't be so. Okay. I have some catching up to do in here. But so you can kind of see, I'm still doing the Hobonichi. Now I have been tempted. I like supporting writers too. This is where I think I might start putting this kind of stuff, like the label for the yogurt, that kind of stuff into the junk journal, because that way my Hobonichi doesn't get so bulky. You like thinner notebooks because the satisfaction of finishing a notebook inspires you to journal even more. Yeah. And I think that might be part of the issue when I was talking about the journal boredom. Is I've never been really big on inserts, but I can make my own journal. Am I gonna do a room tour? I am when my room is finished. It is not finished. I still have piles We are going to work on the closet tomorrow because I need to move the white bookcase and move it into the closet where one side of it's secure, and we're going to put something heavy on the other side to brace it. So before it falls apart, my parents got me that bookcase. So I just kind of want to finish everything up. I want to get it to the point where the room is actually okay. That's worse. You can't go more than 3 months in one journal. It gets old fast. Yeah. It does for me too. Okay. All right. So now that I've shown some journal stuff, we're gonna just chat for a few minutes. So I'm excited. The room is finally coming together. I realized once I put my computer on my desk, I put the computer on the craft table, and I'm putting my laptop on the table, the desk, actually, not the table, the desk. Once I put my laptop on that desk, I'm going to clear off some of the stuff that's right here. And once I put my laptop on there, that's my writing desk. So I can sit there and write with the laptop if I want to. I do most of my writing by hand or on the laptop. I don't do a lot of my writing on this desktop because I'm in here all the time. You bought a new journal, A5 Stology, and have 3/4 left in the new journal, but want to start a new journal. Yeah. There were a lot of people who have OCD about finishing a journal, or really like to finish their journals. They do. And then there were a lot of other people who have trouble finishing a journal when they get really excited about a new journal. Thank you. When they get excited about a new journal, if they get a new journal in or whatever, then they get really excited, and then they don't want to finish the journal that they're in. I was having some issues. See, like this is problematic for me sometimes. Oh yeah, journal dilemmas. I think part of my issue was that January, the end of December and January were such a sort of bust for me because I had pneumonia and I was very limited to what I could do. Very limited with what I could do. So I ended up doing most of my journaling in the Hobonichi. And the A5 Hobonichi, and there wasn't really any reason to plan. You like writing by hand. You can't type a story. I like writing by hand. Writing by hand helps me be more creative. I really am more creative. So I thought, well, this would be a really good way to use up something that I wasn't using, because I had kind of put this on the shelf because I had mangled it so bad putting it together. But as a junk journal, it doesn't matter how the pages are, if the pages are bigger or smaller. And I did a regular I did a combination stitch because I sewed it into the cover. Hi, Brandy. I sewed it into the cover. So this is, like I said, it's for February, and it was perfect already because it had so much red on it. So I made a little junk journal for October for Halloween, but I didn't really use it very much. But I thought I had too much craft paper in it, too much scrapbook paper in it. But I thought this would be a really good way to do something because it's a good size. I can journal as I go. I can quit being so OCD about chronological. I can do things in it chronologically. But I also put some journal prompts in there that I haven't gotten to yet. I've also put different things where I could do all different kinds of things in there. You know, it's not limited. So I can still continue with the Hobonichi and the kind of short, cute, to the point, like I showed y'all in this one. You know, I mean, this isn't really, that didn't take a lot of time, and it didn't take a lot of effort. Some days are going to be more stuff than others in the Hobonichi, the same as in any journal. Typing does feel more business-like. Even when I get to a point where I'm editing, when I do edit stuff, I'm more of a print it out and write on it kind of person. You love the feel of paper and a pen and pencil. You spend too much time working on a computer at work, and the last thing you want to do is type on a computer at home. Amen. Yes. I do a lot of work on the computer, a lot of admin work, a lot of video editing, a lot of stuff like that. So, and I'm sitting in here doing all this stuff. I want to get out of this room when I go to write my novel, which is why I like having the writing desk, because even if I'm still in this room and I'm sitting at the writing desk, I can do that. But I can also sit on the couch. I can sit in bed. I can write by hand or with the laptop outside of this room. I can take my laptop, or I can take my notebook, or I can take both of them, and I can go to a coffee shop, or I can sit in the car while I wait for Victor, like with my notebook. When I'm waiting for Victor to get off the bus, when I'm waiting in line, I have I have a notebook, and I jot things down on the go. I have the weeks is what I carry in my purse. And so I'll jot things down and take with me. That way when I get home, I can just open it up and I'll put it into my bigger notebook. But I mean, I wanted to try some different things. I didn't want to be afraid to do something different. And I thought, no, you know, I've never, when Traveler's Notebooks first came out, I'm not a standard Traveler's Notebook person. It's too long and skinny for me. I'm a B6, 5x7, or an A5 kind of person, and I got A5 Traveler's Notebooks. But back then, A5 wasn't super popular, so they didn't have as much in the way of inserts. So I ended up putting Nanami Paper's notebooks in them. Like I would have one big notebook, and then I'd have like one smaller kind of insert. I found some inserts with lined paper from like TJ Maxx and a couple of places on Etsy, and you could put moleskins in A5. So that's what I usually ended up doing. When I very first set up my first A5 Traveler's Notebook, it was my writer's Bible, and I did a little bit of everything in that Traveler's Notebook to begin with, until I got one for my journal. But I like being able to kind of do things a little bit differently. If the pages kind of stick out, it's okay. And you do have pages that are sticking out and all kinds of things. And it's all right, you know, but it is getting out of my comfort zone, but it's not getting so far out of my comfort zone that it feels super, that it makes my anxiety go like super out there. This is kind of just enough out to feel like I'm doing something completely different, and I'm changing things up, and I'm having a bit of fun, and I'm trying something different, because I will still be doing my journaling in the Hobonichi for February and in my Omni journal. I do a bit of different things, and if this works, then great. If it doesn't work, then that's okay. I'm sending, because I need to make it to the post office today. We went grocery shopping, and I went to go get my glasses, so I didn't make it to the actual post office. So I think I talked to Bree, and I'm going to send her this journal, and she's going to restitch it for me. And then when I get this journal back, if this will be, I'll probably end up using this one for March, and hopefully I can fill it up. And then I still have the sketchbook in B6, and then everything else is A5. And I've kind of gotten out of doing so much more. I have one other thing that I could I'm probably going to use for April. I'm just going to change things up until I get to a point where I'm really happy with a happy medium. And if that means making some of my own journals, getting better at it, the more I do it, the better I'll get. And maybe Coptic stitching isn't the kind of stitching that's good for me, or maybe I don't have a problem putting the journal together. It's the dang cover that really throws me for a loop. It's the cover that I have really bad issues with. You have a small laptop to type up your writings. After you finish writing a chapter, you can only write in your bedroom for some reason. That's your comfort zone. Yeah, I can write in a few different places, but I found that I need to be comfortable. But I don't want to be so comfortable I get sleepy. So sitting on the couch or sitting in bed, where I can get kind of comfortable, really works well for me. I had a lap desk and I messed it up. So I'm going to have to get another lap desk, and so my computer doesn't sit like on the comforter or on the pillow. I don't want it to get too hot. And then, you know, that'll help too, I think. But I'm excited because that makes it's sort of a hybrid junk journal. It's almost a junk journal. It's just got enough junk in it to kind of qualify as a junk journal, but it's not overly excessive like some junk journals. You can write anywhere as long as there's no one behind you. I hate when people look over my shoulder too. That drives me crazy. I am so glad. Brie is wonderful. I have a whole bottle of Lexington Gray, and that's not one I use all the time. I use it in one pen specifically, and that's this one, and it's for like some journaling, and I use it in this pen. I used to have a different one. I use it in this pen all the time. I broke one of my TWSBI Echoes. It came apart. I've got to clean it and try to put it back together. Our Ecos, TWSBI Eco. If not, then I'm going to have to get another one. But normally I had it in two different pens. I had it in the TWSBI Mini, which is a medium nib, and then I had it in the TWSBI Eco that had the black lid, and it was a fine nib. So that's the only two pens I ever used Lexington Gray in, and I used them for journaling sometimes. When I didn't want the journaling, the written part to really stand out, when I wanted the other part, most of the time I use platinum carbon ink. I use the carbon ink, and then I use their blue platinum pigment ink. And then there are a few other little inks. I've got one that smells like roses. Then I am about to, as soon as the ink in this pen is finished, which is the pigment blue, I'm going to clean it, and then I'm going to put the rose. I'll be writing a lot with this for the next couple of days, because on Valentine's Day I want to write with the rose scented ink. It's not waterproof though, but it smells so delicious. Oh my goodness, it smells so good. So I usually, like, for personal journaling, like when I do morning pages, when I'm not going to be adding watercolor or anything over my writing, I'll do the pens one that smells like roses. Yes. It is by J. Urbine, and it is called Parfume Rose Encre Rouge, and it smells like roses, and it's red. Let's see if I can find my dip pen or paintbrush. I have here. I can put it on paper. I'll put it on the paper, and that way you can see it. Let me flip in OBS. You can't smell it, but you'll be able to see it. And y'all, I am not good with brush lettering. But it's a beautiful color, but it is not waterproof. It is not waterproof. But I love that. And that's what it looks like. I got it from Amazon. I'll put the link in the video on Amazon. Yeah, let me get the link because I buy it a lot. It's one of my favorites. Let me see if I've tried some of their other ones, and okay, here we go. Copy. Thank you, Michelle. Do I have a journal? Yes. Hold on one second. Okay, let's switch back to this view. Sorry for bouncing around back and forth. Okay, journals that are so... Okay, I was sent this journal in Happy Mail, and I tried a couple of different ways to journal. And it is gorgeous. It's this red leather. It has this sort of khaki colored paper. It's like a kind of a yellow. It even has an inscription. I have done some writing in it. And I was afraid to use it to begin with. You're welcome. I was afraid to use it to begin with. But now I found that what I really want to use it for is this time around. Once I get my novel written, I'm not handwriting it in here. I'm handwriting it in a composition notebook. But once I get it written and I get to the point where I'm doing editing, once I edit on there and I get it right, I want to do this. And I want to have each section, because there are 1, 2, 3, 4 sections in here. Yes, they have a lavender scented one. They have a couple of different scented ones. I've tried the lavender one. I've tried another one. So far, my favorite's the rose one. I haven't tried all of them yet. I want to do this as sort of a novel series Bible because I'm going to be writing at least a trilogy. So I want to do one section for each book, and then I have the first section for the characters and the settings, because I love this notebook. I love this notebook, and I think this would be perfect for that. So I started writing in it, like kind of morning pages. Look, I don't want to mess that journal up with damn morning pages. This is one that I had issues with using. My husband bought it for me, and now it is sort of a spiritual thing, because when you turn it one way, it looks like an owl. When you turn it the other way, it looks a bit like Medusa or a goddess. And then I have this book, which is my Epica notebook. And it is gorgeous too. It has this wraparound thing to it. And this is the burgundy leather. And I was hesitant for it. I've done a few things in it. I did the moon stuff in it. I did flowers in it. And then that's it. And it has this handmade paper. that does okay with watercolor, but it really absorbs watercolor. So what I thought about getting a maroon colored ink. And instead of, because I actually did a pen test on this one and everything, I thought about doing this as sort of a memory, like something to leave my grandchildren. Have a bit of art and stuff in it, but instead of like writing letters to loved ones in it, and maybe doing bits of art every now and again in it, nothing major, because it's got beautiful paper, and I like using a dip pen for handwriting sometimes. So I thought that's something I've been really thinking about, using composition notebooks for morning pages. Yeah, I have some inserts that are lined pages, and I have a notebook. Like, I just got out, I ended up with 2 of these. Jen sent me one, and then I ended up with another one. This is a Game of Thrones notebook, and it has lined pages in it. And so this is now my morning pages journal, because it's not super big. It's like it's probably about a 5x7, give or take. So it's good for morning pages. You've had a handmade leather notebook for about 6 years and don't know what to write in it. It's so pretty to use. Yeah. So I thought a good thing to use that the pretty journals are 4 things that I can do periodically, and where I don't have to, you know, you like the story Bible idea. Yeah. And Amy sent me a red pen. It's a Jinhao. It's a really pretty Jinhao pen. And I think I'm going to find, I've got the red Jinhao pen to use with this one. But I will be putting, I will probably put black or gray ink in. You look, thank you. I like glasses better than contacts. I see better with glasses, and I've been wearing glasses since I was 11 years old, and I'm 51. So I talked to the doctor about LASIK surgery, and I don't know that I want to go through that, because I still have to wear reading glasses. But I love journals. I like all kinds of different journals. I've always wanted an Indiana Jones kind of journal. Or for those of you who watch Supernatural, John Winchester's journal. And I'm not real big on certain kinds of brown leathers, but I like brown leathers that have like more of that have other colors inside the leather. Like, I have this really pretty one that's called a Pecos or a Picos from the Leather Quill Shop. They don't make those anymore, and it has a red undertone in it. I have a few of theirs. That one. And those are gorgeous, because it really does. It looks like cherry wood to me. I like the leathers, the brown leathers that have other colors inside of them, especially if it has like a red undertone to it. You want Papa Winchester's journal. Exactly. That's what I want. I want a John Winchester. He was on the last episode. He came back. Y'all, last week's episode had him on there. Everybody's like Team Sam, Team Dean, Castiel. I've always been Papa Winchester. Always. So that's where I'm at. One of the videos that I'm going to probably do next week is a wonderful person made this for me. It is a pen case. It's the foldable kind. You roll it. And I have a coffee bag, and I don't have the leather stuff. Where did I get my glasses from? My prescription is too strong as well. I emailed Zenny Optical. My prescription is a 20-200. 20-200. And I wear progressive bifocals. And I looked at all my options, and I went with a local, there were 2 eye doctors here where I live that took our insurance. One of them was taking forever for me to get an appointment with, and then in our mall, I took we vlogged. David actually filmed some of this when I got my glasses for Patreon. I don't do much vlogging for YouTube because I'm not real good at it. But I'm trying to get better at it. So I thought, okay, I'll check. And I checked with the Darby place where they give you 5 glasses and you can kind of see which ones you like. I checked because my prescription is so strong. I got my prescription. It's in my purse. But they gave me, the only prescription they gave me, I didn't get the one for the glasses because I ordered my glasses, but I asked him what my vision is. Thanks, Leanne. I asked him what my vision is because my husband has 20/20 vision in one eye and 20/15 in the other. And, so I was like, well, I asked mine, I'm not sure what the other, but I asked him what it was, and he said it was 20/200. So I was like, oh, that's, yeah. And my husband asked them why my glasses were so expensive. And she said, well, she's got the best progressive lenses that there are. It has the top, the mid, and the bottom range. And then because her vision is so bad, or I'm so visually impaired, I have to get super thinned out lenses. Otherwise, I'd look like I had Coca-Cola bottle lenses on. And I looked and looked and looked at all the glasses that they had. I looked at the tortoiseshell ones. I looked at the artsy ones. I looked at all these different ones. And we priced, and I had David help me. And what we figured out was they, even with, I could have gotten transition lenses, but these with the magnets, how cool. That's like, I had a pair of these a long time ago, and I love them. They're a bit to get used to because these magnets are pretty strong, but this saves me a lot of money. I don't have to have two different glasses. Yeah, going through her things and the things she wrote are such a treasure. That's one of the reasons why I started journaling a lot. When I was little, when I was 7, my daddy died. And the little tiny things that I have, one is a letter he wrote my mom, one is a checkbook register, one is something else. And those are the only things I really have that, like, have his driver's license with a signature on it. And then when my stepdad died, my mom, I got his license. Your prescription is very strong. Your new glasses cost you around $450. Yeah, these glasses altogether were $600 and something, and then I paid about $105 altogether for the exam and the contact lens thing. So I've got my prescription for that, so I can order them from 1-800 contact lenses. When I first started doing art journaling, I've always journaled, and I've written on and off over the years, written letters to my kids. But when I had a grandson, that's when it really hit me. I wanted to leave something for my kids and my grandchildren, really leave something, because I knew how much I really would have appreciated some of that. My mom has written poetry my whole life until she got to the point where she couldn't read anymore because of the eye disease. So I have a lot of stuff that my mom wrote, like, you know, like that. My mom has a journal, but it's got more poetry stuff in it than journaling. My mom's not a big journaler, but she wrote poetry, so I have that thing. But I figured this is a good way to leave something for my kids, maybe not, you know, my grandkids, for Victor when he gets older. It is a treasure, and those are things you can't, you know, having pictures and little mementos and stuff like that. Everything. I'm really super sentimental. So I'm like that too. I'm so sorry about your mom. I know how that feels to lose a parent. Okay. Now there was one other question. Okay, so when the thing ADHD, I got distracted. I am going to do a supply video probably next week. I want to simplify my life. So not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday's video, I'm going to try to, this is my goal, y'all. Okay. So I want to have this, and then the bigger bag that I have are the stuff that I use the most around here, other than the bag of this is stuff that I would actually take with me to travel, like go out of town, go on vacation, that kind of thing. I want to break things down though to one bag, and I want to fit my stuff in the one bag. It's going to be the coffee themed bag. Late to the game, that's okay. Hey. So I want to, like I said, these will fit in that bag, and I want to be able to take all of the stuff. Like if I go on an artist date or something, I need to simplify. Every time I watch, there are a couple of people that I watch, and they have simplified their stuff to like the bare minimum. And I'm like, how do they do that? How do they do that? I should be able to do that. I don't know that I'll ever be able to get it quite that. I mean, the goal might be to have everything in this, maybe, because I have this adorable little portable. It has all the primary colors, and then it has an extra like Sleeping Beauty blue. It has it has the green, and then I think it has, I want to say burnt sienna. So, I mean, I have this. I'm not a minimal person. I'm never going to be a minimalist, but my goal is to be able to grab some things, put a pencil or a pen, my watercolor, the little thing of the water thing, and little pair of scissors maybe, and a glue stick, and throw this in my purse and be able to go. So I want to get a very minimal, and I love this bag that I got from Ipsy. This is probably the favorite bag they ever sent me. So I mean, I'm just kind of trying to reduce some things. I want to simplify things. Cleaning out this room, y'all. I haven't Maried the room. I have been going through sections as I move things out to make way for things. I got rid of some trash. I got rid of some things. I've got to get 2 nails so I can hang the thing that says imagination up. I've got the puzzle with the typewriter on it that Victor and I are going to put together this Friday. I'm going to try to film some of it, and when I get it done, Victor and I are going to glue it together. I'm going to put it on something, and on paper, I think, glue it to a big sheet of drawing paper, and then I'm going to get a poster frame, and I'm going to put it up. Your grandchildren will love that. It's been hard losing my mom, but I love knowing that she's not in pain. Yes. Yes. You have praying watercolor in your travel bag. Your travel bag's all set up. You just need to go somewhere now. Yeah. It's the going somewhere. I need to get out of the house more. David said today when he was doing the vlogging, doing the filming for me for Patreon, he was talking to the patrons. He said, she should do this once a week, y'all. She should do this once a week. We should get out and do, errands with Burgess, or, something. And I was laughing. I was like, I don't always get out like that. And he's like, you need to make an effort to get out. You need to make an effort. I love to watercolor too. I love to watercolor. And I don't care if it's just putting splotches and splashes and plopping and whatever. I don't care if it's just that, and then to do some personal journaling over it. That's okay. I love doing all different kinds of watercoloring. I like drawing stuff. The attempt that I made, okay. So I'm trying to get better at doing watercolor. You don't know if this Marie, but you find super frustrated that you date jumping everything in one pile. Okay, I'm going to get to that in 1 minute because ADHD brain, I can't do it that way either. But give me watercolor first, and then I'll get back to the Marie in the room. So I did the squirrel, and I did the plant without a pen, really. I added a little bit of the pen stuff later. I'm trying to get better at watercoloring, and I'm trying to use my brush sometimes and the watercolor to sort of draw, because I need to get better. Tomaway River paper is, watercolor does beautifully well. It is gorgeous on Tomaway River paper, but it is a completely different animal when you're doing it on mixed media paper, but especially watercolor paper. So I want to do more on watercolor paper, which is why when I did the roses, I did mixed media paper and then I did Tomaway River paper. So this Wednesday, tomorrow, I'm going to be doing a how-to. I'm going to follow somebody along with watercoloring roses that's doing it on watercolor paper, and I'm going to do it on watercolor paper, and then I'm going to do it on Tomaway River paper, and Patreon will get the mostly uncut version, the unedited version, and then I'm going to put the edited time-lapse version on YouTube. And if I can get it done well enough, I might do a premiere, or I might do Fridays as a premiere. Okay, now, Marie. Marie. I will not be able to. My OCD and my anxiety cannot handle taking every single thing I own in a room and piling it all on the bed or all on the living room floor or whatever. So when I Maria'd my closet, I did the closet, my clothes. I did the closet first, or the dresser first. And then after I got that done, then I went to the dresser. And then I Maria'd the dresser. I pulled everything out of the dresser. And I actually took my stuff out of the bedroom and into the living room and piled it on the living room floor. After I'd vacuumed it, of course. So I have to do it in sections. I have to do it in sections. I pulled out some books from one bookcase, went a couple of days later and went to the next bookcase. A couple of days later, I went to the next bookcase. By the time I was done, I had piled up one little pile of books that didn't fit. And I have bookcases that are for certain things. Like the one behind me is mostly Stephen King. I think the only thing is the very top shelf has Lord of the Rings and some other ones like that. And then the very bottom shelf has the Maguire guy, the guy that wrote Wicked. And those books, he's on the bottom. Terry Brooks is on the bottom. Anne Bishop is on the bottom. And the Merlin series is on the bottom. All the rest of those books are Stephen King. I actually have enough Stephen King books to fit all the way in that bookcase. But I cannot dump everything like that. Yeah. So if I do, but see, you have major stress triggers, and for some freaky reason, dumping it all in one pile per room makes me feel so freeing. Yeah. I mean, but I got everything from that one section and then went to that, and I got rid of so much stuff, but I had to do it in sections. When she says you have to go do everything you own and pile it, all your clothes and pile them on your bed or whatever. I'm like, I can't do that. I have to do sections. I have to do sections. Yeah, my husband's always telling me I need to do more things, like get out, even if it's just to go take a walk or go to the park. Chronic pain, so you have to do one section at a time. Yeah, baby steps. You can't do the pile thing either. Small sections like tank tops and pants. Exactly. Even types of watercolor paper react differently. Use 100% cotton and it's so much better. I'm going to have to try some 100% cotton watercolor paper. Never ever get rid of the Stephen King. Oh no, I'm never getting rid of Stephen King. You look forward to your video on Friday. Yeah. Wednesday is going to be the roses. Friday will be the roses. Friday will be the roses because Thursday is going to be the roses for Patreon, and Wednesday is the Simplify My Life. So I want to do a video. I've kind of been doing the outlining stuff. This book is so awesome. I've been reading it, and I liked Save the Cat, but it didn't work for me until I started reading it this way. I don't know what it is about when it's switching to this. It's so exciting. And composition book, hello. I haven't done the Wordsworth planner preview review thing yet. I have so much. Okay, I can only do the move everything into one pile when I let it build, and then get so frustrated I can't be tactical and do one section at a time. You get lazy. Oh, I'm a hoarder. You see all the stuff in my room? You bought yourself a 48-pan set of Schminke watercolor paint from Jackson's, and I'm loving them. Oh yes, Schminke is gorgeous. Gorgeous. Oh, they're beautiful. I've been adding my last 2 or 3 anniversaries in a row. David got me some Schminke watercolor pans. So this actually is for those of you who would like a hybrid between a planner and a bullet journal. This Wordsworth planner is awesome. It is. It's got great paper in it. It really does have great paper in it. Okay. Do I have bare bones conversations on terror? No, that's the only. I don't have that one. I don't have that one, Sherry. You don't know why it's so hard for you to write. Just write your book. It's yeah. I need to just write myself. You need to get a copy of Save the Cat, the novel version. It's the bomb, Tamara. It's the bomb. So, I was thinking that Wednesday might be a writing video because it is Simplify My Lifetime. And I need to get back to writing because writing is it's my love. It's my love. It's one of my loves. And I have really been loving the direction my mind has been going with my novel. And I've been writing this thing forever, y'all. And I'm feeling really good about some of the things. And I think it's because I kind of let go and started relaxing with it and started just kind of jotting down notes here or there in the composition notebook, just kind of, or in my journal, wherever. And then I would put a little notation by it and keep. You found it at a thrift store, message your out. All right, I will. And it's fabulous to just kind of let go and just let the things kind of come to you. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it doesn't. Sometimes it doesn't at all. But I think it's because I was getting so uptight over not having finished it, of not knowing some of the key things that I felt like were super important key things. And yeah, they are important things, but I can always fill that stuff in later. You know, I think I was making a mountain out of a molehill with some things, and when I finally just kind of relaxed with it, ideas just started coming from nowhere, from everywhere, from anything and everything. I'd be art journaling, and I would have an idea, and I would write it down. I'd be in the middle of doing some planning, and I would write it down. I'd be reading a book, a completely different genre and everything, and I'd get an idea. I heard a commercial, and it gave me an idea. I was reading the log line for a movie, and it gave me an idea. And these are for like different things. Like a couple things were for a scene, one or two things were for a setting. It was a bunch of different things like that. So it got me like super excited about it. So I think Wednesday might be a good day to do a writing video, and talk about some of the things. So I'm excited. It's been a long time since I did a writing video. Tamara, Miss Woods, is supposed to do a interview with me on her YouTube channel, and I think next month is when Tamara needs to do that, because we are going to be doing Camp NaNoWriMo, and I think that would be a really good time, because that gives me a chance to kind of get some more into the Save the Cat Writes a Novel, because that's going to be on this channel. If she wants, she can do it live when Tamara does the interview with me, and then that's up to Tamara. Last time I think we did a video, Tamara did it live. She's a whole lot better at doing the live stuff than I am. And then the other channel, I'm going to be doing the tarot and writing and outlining using tarot and the hero's journey. You missed those writing videos? You are right, and yes, we can. Yes, I missed the writing videos too. But, you know, I have been limited with time. I'm really busy. Family has become more, and I don't want to say time consuming, because then that makes it sound bad. But it is. I've been doing more stuff with my family. I get Victor, now my daughter switched. She's got a different job. So, I have Victor on different times. Let's definitely chat about it. I'm not real big on, I will go to a live write-in, but I'm not real big on doing the write-ins on my channel. I don't, y'all, but I love participating in the write-ins. I want to start doing a goal thing, a quarterly goal check-in for writing. I have two of my writing buddies. One of them is in here. Persephone, I haven't seen her yet today. But those are my writer buddies. And I want to start being more accountable for my writing. I want to, and if I talk about it like on the channel, or I do like something like that, then maybe it'll help me, because I find that I'm better if I have some kind of tentative deadline than if I don't. So it's just a matter of writing things down and saying, hey, you need to have this. I need to know what you're doing so that by this date we're going to talk about it, and I need to know what you've been doing. What have you been doing? Have you written? Have you done any outlining? Have you done any editing? Did you finish reading that book about writing? You know, that kind of thing. I think it would be a good idea. So I don't know if I want to do that as just me doing the video, or if there are other people who would maybe like to do, maybe we could do that as a live video like once a quarter. We could pick some times or something. Maybe we can find a hashtag where we kind of help push each other to do that. We all need to get better at it. We've let things get away from us. Yes, ever since I made the boo-boo in my scene where the vampire gets out of a car in broad daylight, derp, I laugh, but I haven't written since. I have had moments like that too, Sherry. But then you feel like you're an idiot, like you don't know what you're doing, and then you're like, I don't know why I'm doing this. I shouldn't be doing this. And then all the self-doubt creeps in, and then every time you go to sit down to write, that self-doubt goes back, and you're like, see, I don't know what. But last year, I worked really hard on being brave and getting out of that self-doubt. And this year, I'm kind of rolling with the intuition. And my intuition is kind of telling me, hey, Burgess, it's time for you to get back to simplifying things. Which is why, like I said, some videos are going to be live. Some videos are going to be a little bit shorter. But it'll be packed full of goodness. I'm trying to improve my video editing skills. But I'm trying to do quality over quantity. And that is with the art and the videos and the journaling and the planning. And the room and the supplies and everything. It's all not so much, it is and isn't, it's simplifying, it's con marine, but mostly it is getting down to the nitty gritty of, hey, you know, sometimes less is more, but it really is about quality, not quantity for me. And that's, I think that's made a big difference for me, not with just this room. There are some things I look at in this room and I'm like, they do not spark joy. And I need to get to a place, and I think I'm not touching some of those things, Dope, because I think it's not really what it is so much as where it is. So once we can build the wall-to-wall shelves over here, it'll be better. And they're going to work for now because they were given to us, and we're going to buy some wood pieces. I'm going to probably get 1x10s or 2x10s and or 2x12s or 1x12s. I'm not sure. We're going to look at it and see what will fit. And then I'm going to put a lot of the red stuff on. I'm going to leave the wall painted the way that it is, but I'm going to take all that stuff down off that wall. And then I will be able to actually house things properly, like some of the display things, some of the books, and then some of the things that are more for show, like the Snoopy stuff and different things, the little Snoopy tea set and my typewriters. And I have thought about moving a few things and putting one of the typewriters on this putting my big typewriter on that desk and getting back to typing. But y'all, the arthritis typing, I need to find me a used electric typewriter. Or get my brother word processor back up out of the attic. But I think I'd rather have an electric typewriter. That manual typewriter, it works my arthritis. So I've been on here for like almost an hour and 30 minutes, y'all. Does anybody have any questions before I go? Because it's almost time for Manifest and all those TV shows. I don't remember what comes on Monday night. Manifest comes on at 9 or 10 o'clock. But David and I are about to have a late dinner because we had a late lunch. So we're going to have a late dinner. And then we got the stuff we're going to make our own Valentine's meal. We were going to go out to eat. We were going to go like to Ruby Tuesdays and use our coupon. But we decided to wait. And we are actually going to make our own dinner. We're going to cook together, and then for dessert, we're going to have dessert coffee, and we're going to cook what we're calling hibachi style steak and shrimp. We even got the yum yum sauce. We're going to cook rice, and we're going to saute shrimp and steak and bell pepper and onions and zucchini. I love Manifest. My husband and I watched Venom the other night, and oh my goodness, I'm ready to watch it again. That was like one of the best one of those. I loved that. Venom, we were laughing like on and off during the whole movie. So and then I'm trying to think if there's anything else. I need to get with the program with my blog. My website. I've got a blog post. I need to get the newsletter out. I didn't get it done over the weekend. But I'm hoping to have it out between now and Valentine's Day. Maybe that would be the Valentine's present, because I want to do the blog post for the newsletter. And I'm trying to think. There's something else. It does sound good. Like, we're going to watch a movie. I think we're probably going to watch The Equalizer 2. I love Denzel Washington's movies. I don't think he's done a movie that I didn't like. Keanu Reeves actually did a movie I wasn't crazy about. We watched it last night. And it was a movie from last year. It was called something to do with Russia. I wasn't crazy about that movie. Might be his first and only movie I wasn't really that crazy about at all. Siberia, something like that. Yeah, Siberia. Maybe it was Siberia. Yeah, I love Denzel Washington. I love his movies, but The Equalizer, I loved that movie. I love that. I own that movie on DVD, and I've been really wanting to watch The Equalizer 2, and so that's probably what we're gonna do. Valentine's night is we're gonna have candlelight dinner that we made ourselves, and then we're gonna have some dessert coffee, and I might put a little bit of Irish Bailey's liqueur in it, and we're gonna have some dessert coffee and Fallen in the Bone Collector. Yes, yes. So that's pretty much sums it up. I'm still working on the room right now. If you could see, you'd see a pile of scrapbook paper, a pile of journals. I'm about to empty out the white bookcase and empty out the closet. Bree's box is going out, but I've got, like I said, I was gonna go to the post office today, but I ended up going to get my glasses. I had to go grocery shopping and did not have time. So I've got to take my journal and put it in the box. Everything else, I keep finding things to put in the box. And she's a minimalist, so I need to stop because she doesn't like she's not going to want a bunch of stuff. But I'm putting my fancy papers. I've got a stack somewhere of vellum paper I have not opened. Somewhere I have vellum paper I have not even opened. It's still in the little thing. I've got to find it. So anyway, yeah, I'm working on all the things. And I say that although I'm not really working on all the things, it feels like it because I've got a lot of things I'm doing. So I've got to get better about looking into this camera the way I have this set up. Yeah. So anybody got any questions? Because I'm about to go. I said that already. There's a little bit of a lag. Yeah, David asked me what I wanted for Valentine's Day, and I said my bookshelves. That's what I want. So we're going to start redoing the rest so that I can move the red bookcase. And then the rest of this week, we'll probably be taking down some of that stuff off the wall so that maybe this coming weekend or the beginning of next week is when we'll actually build them. All right. Have a good one. Y'all have a great Valentine's. I will see y'all Wednesday, probably with a writing video. I may do live. I may not. I'll let y'all know. And happy Valentine's Day. Bye, y'all. Tamara, I need to talk to you this evening. Bye, y'all.